And our Phil LeBeau joins us right now with that exclusive interview. Phil?
Thank you, Becky. I'd like to welcome in Dan Houston, who is the chairman and CEO of Navistar International, as well as T. Boone Pickens, who is the chairman and CEO of BP Capital Management, as well as on the board of Clean Energy Fuels, joining us from the Navistar headquarters in Lisle, Illinois. Dan, let's talk first off. You issued your guidance today, falling short of estimates, yet at the same time, you're pointing towards the future with an announcement with Clean Energy that you plan to develop a fleet of nat gas-powered trucks. Tell us a little bit about this announcement.
Yeah, Phil, here's why we're excited about it. It gives our customers an opportunity to get into an alternative fuel and get a return on the investment that they make, like, immediately. It's a great commercial answer for alternative fuels.
Yet one of the critics out there that I talked with yesterday said, listen, it's great that Navistar is finally saying it's going to be moving nat gas, especially at a time when the government is saying, listen, you have got to improve your emissions in order to avoid pollution fines. How quickly will you be able to ramp up a fleet of nat gas-powered trucks?
Well, Phil, the demand for it is over the top right now, so it's as fast as we can get the product out there, which would be within the next 6 months. We're going to make an impact with these products in the marketplace.
Boone, how much of a savings is potentially out there when you take a look at the trucking fleet in this country in terms of converting it to nat gas?
You're saving $1.50 a gallon, and some of these trucks are running 30,000 gallons a year. So you're talking about $25,000–$50,000 a year. So the return on it is great. But you mentioned that it was cleaner. Yeah, it's cleaner by 30% over diesel. But it's also ours. It's abundant and it's domestic. And if we could get all 8.5 million of these trucks over a period of time, and those are the heavy-duty 6 to 8 class trucks, if we get that 8.5 million, that's 2.5 million barrels a day, and we cut OPEC in half. So if that happens, it puts us in a tremendous position to negotiate the price of oil.
Boone, is the infrastructure, where is it right now, and how quickly can Clean Energy and other players in the nat gas space develop that infrastructure along our interstate corridors in this country?
They're under construction on I-10, I-40, 95, 5, 75. They're all, it's under construction. And so there'll be over 100 stations built this year on those highways. So we've got to get it out there to be able to take care of Navistar and their trucks and all, and to be able to fuel them.
Dan, Boone talks about 8.5 million 18-wheelers out on the road in this country right now. Realistically, when do you think that we can say at least half of that fleet nat gas powered? Are we looking at something 3, 5, 7 years down the road? From your projections, when do you see that happening?
Yeah, Phil, let me try it this way. I think 10–20% over the next year or two is very realistic. You know, to get to, Boone's number of 50% or 100%, it'll take a little more time. But the benefits of this, as Boone has already pointed out, think about that. $1.50 a gallon times the number of gallons used, it's over the top. And what our deal does is it makes their investment virtually zero to get into this market.
And you talk about your customers demanding... Sure, go ahead.
You know, our customers have very little investment to get into this market, and they get all the benefits from it.
But focus on this just for a second. You're going to, they call for 20,000 jobs on the Keystone Pipeline. This goes way beyond that. You're talking about 100,000 jobs. So this is, this is fuel used in America on our trucks and all, and this completely cuts out money that's going to OPEC. And that's what we're after. That's what I'm after.
Boone, the truck makers and the 18-wheel market, obviously a huge impact. When you have discussions with automakers about the commercial market, there are a very select number of nat gas-powered cars out there, a very, very small number. When do you think that we might start to see a mass market nat gas car? I mean, one that truly makes an impact. And I know you're talking with automakers because I've talked with them, and they've mentioned that they're talking with you. What do you hear back from them?
Well, you've got 13 million vehicles in the world today that are on natural gas, and it's about 150,000 of them are in the United States. The United States has more natural gas than any other country in the world. So you know it's got to come together because natural gas today is $2.50.
Sure, but when does it come together?
Okay, I'll conclude on that, but you've got natural gas in the Mideast, $15. You've got it in Europe, $13. What a huge arbitrage, what a huge opportunity. Rebuild our economy on the back of cheap energy. I understand, and we're 15% cheaper on crude oil. And so our industry is doing such a good job for the country as far as industry. When do I think that could happen? I think you could get half of the vehicles in 4 or 5 years.
In 4 or 5 years, but do you believe?
Excuse me, not your vehicle. There are 250 million total vehicles in the United States. That's a question hard for me to answer, because that will cause for a greater infrastructure to accomplish that. But let's just see the direction it goes. You can fuel your car if you want to go to natural gas. You can fuel it in your garage at home at night. I have a fueling device. It costs me less than $1 a gallon.
Boone, nobody's debating that the technology is not there. I guess the question is the commitment from the automakers, when you talk with executives, are they saying, you know what, Boone, yeah, we see us developing this on a mass scale within the next year or two, or is this one of those, sounds good, but we're not ready for it yet?
Let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with the automakers. I've talked to those guys for 10 years. They say, you get me the customers and we'll make you anything you want. Now, today, if you went down and shopped for a natural gas passenger car in Paris, France, you'd have a choice of probably 40 vehicles. So they all know the technology. They have it. And General Motors, Ford, Chrysler, they're all, they say, just get us the customers. We'll make you the vehicles. This is all going to come together. I wish I could say it was going to come together in 6 months or 2 years or whatever. I don't have that number for you.
Boone Pickens, who is the CEO of BP Capital Management. Dan, last word to you.
Phil, I think what makes this special, it provides a commercially viable answer. Our customers want this, and that's why it's going to work.
Dan Eustian, the chairman and CEO of Navistar International, along with Boone Pickens, joining us from the Navistar headquarters in Lisle, Illinois today. Joe, it's a big day, not only with this news, but we got auto sales all day long. You had the earnings from Chrysler, first profitable year since 2005, so we'll be talking to you quite a bit today.
Great, Phil.